Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Thursday, November 14th, talking about Nike and Jaylen Brown because Nike uh, supposedly, apparently took a shot at Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown this summer, as most of you will remember, tweeted out something along the lines of at Nike, like, why aren't I on the Team USA team? Basically saying like he thought there was a connection between Nike and why he wasn't selected for Team USA for the Olympics. Fast forward to this season, Celtics play the Bucks. Giannis and Jaylen have this little, I don't want to call it beef, but they go back and forth in the game where Giannis gets called for a flagrant, or not a flagrant, but an offensive foul on Jaylen where he gives him a little elbow. And then they go back down the other end of the floor, and Giannis sort of pretends to high five Jaylen. Here, I can pull up the clip just because it's contextually important.
Yeah.
Pretends to give JB a high five, then pulls it back, does a little smile, and says, haha, just kidding. No high five for you. This right here, as you can see on the screen, just haha. And they laugh. Giannis chuckles, and then he does go after. I mean, it's not in this clip, but he gives him an actual high five afterwards. And after the game, there was a whole thing of they asked Jaylen about it. Jaylen said Giannis is a child.
With a smirk.
Yeah, with a smirk. And then Giannis was even asked about it, like about the beef, and Giannis goes, "What beef?" He was literally laughing when I did it. Like very clearly, at least in my opinion, this was nothing. This was, they were messing around. It is what it is. There's no actual beef. But Giannis put up 59 points last night in a win over the Pistons in overtime. And after the game, Nike tweeted nothing childish about him. 59 for the Greek Freak. After Jaylen tweeted Giannis is a child. Or not,
didn't tweet, said
Giannis is a child. Well, if there was any question as to whether or not there is beef between Nike and Jaylen, I don't think there are questions anymore.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to point to that. Like, there clearly is a rift between, at least from Jaylen's point of view, between him and Nike. Jaylen has started his own sneaker apparel brand, and his motivation for doing so was that really players can have a more fair deal. That's kind of what he cites when he was talking about his inspiration behind making his own brand. He wants the players to feel more empowered. They don't want to be, under the thumb of the big corporations. They want to be able to make more money. They want to get more percentages of the revenue, like that kind of thing. Clearly, Nike is not doing that. 2 crimes Nike committed against the Celtics today. This and the city jerseys launched too, which is awful. But yeah, someone on Reddit had a great reply to this, and they were like, well, if anybody knows anything about being childish, it's Nike, because their factories are full of children.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty valid response. What a world we live in where let me Google something real quick, and I'm gonna take you through this Google process with me as the viewer of this video. Let's take a look here. We'll open up a new tab on Google. How much is Nike worth as a company? Nike worth. So first, they're on the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, but the fact that they're on a public trading, or they are a publicly tradable company, should tell you enough. But I want to know, how much are they worth as an individual company? In 2020, the brand alone was valued in excess of $32 billion, and their current valuation on the New York Stock Exchange is, let's see, where did it say? It just told me a number.
It was $75-ish.
Oh, current Nike valuation, $115.94 billion. Now, I know that this isn't actually Nike. I know this isn't actually the head CEO of the company. It's just some social media intern. But the fact that we live in a world where even a social media intern can take a shot at a player, it's just such a weird thing. And this isn't like, I don't care. I don't think it's like, oh my God, like, screw Nike, this is bullshit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I know fans will, and fans have the right to, because fans are fans of the team for a reason. Just what a weird angle to take when you are being accused of being, I don't even know what the word is, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to
Accused
explain
of
it.
what?
Like
You mean
Jaylen accusing
with
them
the
of
Jaylen thing in general? Like
yeah,
essentially them being unmoral or immoral?
or Jaylen accusing them of like scamming behind the scenes or pulling strings behind the scene to keep him off, like this conspiracy. You're being accused of like conspiring against a player and conspiring to control basketball, blah, blah, blah. Tweeting this is basically like putting yourself back in the line of fire more than anything. I don't know. It just doesn't like, what are you hoping to gain from this?
Yeah, I mean, they're backing their guy. I think that like the Giannis tweet is clever, kind of, but the fact that Jaylen is involved with all of this adds some spice to it. I also think that Jaylen is not particularly going to care for this. I don't think he's going to love this, just because he already clearly does not care for Nike. And now they're kind of subtweeting him. It's kind of weird. I tweeted the Reddit comment out. A lot of people are liking the tweet. People are tagging Jaylen. So we'll see. Maybe Jaylen will say hello to me today. Please notice me, Jaylen, please. Jesus, man. Tough day for my voice.
Sorry, my lip's bleeding because it's so chapped. It's literally bleeding.
We're both going through it.
No, but the thing is, like, Giannis didn't need defending. He literally sat on the podium confused as to why people were making a big deal out of it, because Jaylen laughed at his joke in real time. So this wasn't this thing where there is like action between the two. He's opportunities at a player, accused them of like forming a conspiracy. I don't know. It's just a very weird thing. I get it, because the whole bit nowadays is social engagement, but I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. The social engagement aspect of it is the third party in this, where people are not consuming the exact quote, what was said with the context it was said in. They are reading it off a screen. They are seeing the clip of the fake handshake without the follow-up handshake. Then they are seeing just the words of "he's a child," and then Giannis replying and going, "Oh, he said that." Like, there's a legitimate chance that whoever tweeted that from the Nike account only had the information that I just laid out. They did not understand that there was a handshake after. One of the comments was in jest, and the other one was also kind of like, oh, haha, whatever. They're like trying to make beef out of nothing.
Just a weird thing. I don't know. I don't really have any further thoughts on it. It's just an interesting thing. I'm curious to see what Jaylen will say, because he's definitely to be asked about it by someone.
Maybe it'll be
probably
me.
Gary. No, it won't. Don't lie to yourself.
What if I'm like, this does open the door to be like, Nike taking shots at you on Twitter, and then they use you guys as mannequins to sell jerseys for them. Thoughts? Probably would get a good response.
Are you gonna say that?
No. So
Let us
if
know your
anybody's
thoughts.
watching, go ahead.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to How About Them Celtics here on Spotify
Can you
and
do
Apple
the
as well.
outro, please?
And yes, I'll do the outro. Sorry, it threw me off. You guys can subscribe on YouTube, follow us, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. Make sure to leave us 5 stars. Leave us a rating on Apple as well. We got pregame shows 30 minutes before every single game. Tune in there on the YouTube channel or on the Twitch or on the Twitter. Anywhere you can find us, you can find the pregame shows. That's on Facebook as well. You can follow Sam on Twitter at SamLaFranceNBA. You can follow me on Twitter at JacksonNBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus.